Welcome to another episode of Discount Pokemon Decks. Today's a two-parter. It's the first of a two-parter, I should say. I kind of came across an idea or maybe a forgotten card, and decided couldn't decide which deck to go with to publish a video. So I'm going with two different ones. So this will be part one of two, and in a couple of days we'll get part two of two. The card I'm talking about is this Carbink BREAK. And I'm sure if you were around, in the last, before the last rotation, you used this card. Most certainly used this card, Safeguard, to prevent attacks done by Pokemon EX, which was, basically the Hoopa of its time. Very good card. And you throw this break on top of it, and this Diamond Gift here does 20 damage, but attaches 2 energy from your discard pile to one of your fighting Pokemon. And the cool thing about this attack, obviously, the energy acceleration, probably the best thing in the game. If you can get energy acceleration, that usually trumps anything. Oh, my antivirus really wants to be upgraded. No, thank you. If you can accelerate energy, you will win. That's just as simple as it gets. But this card here has kind of gone forgotten since those days, since the days of GX are now here and EX cards aren't as popular. But this card here is still really useful. And so if you want, if you've got some fighting decks and you want to spice them up a little bit, I highly recommend trying this card out. It's been forgotten, but it's a good card. I don't see anybody else playing it these days. But it's a great way to power up your deck. So let's talk about the focal point of this deck, as we always do. And the focal point is more philosophical, I would say. It's seek and destroy the weakest link, your opponent's weakest link. All right? So every deck requires something. I want you to think about your deck right now. Your favorite deck, the deck you're playing with, the deck you just last played with. Think about what's the weakest link. Are you running Malamar there to accelerate energy? Vikavolt, or do you need Octillery to draw, Rangaroo, Zoroark-GX? If you're using something with an ability, then this deck will try to kick out the legs from that deck, and you may get one or two. The philosophy of this deck is, let your opponent get, maybe you get sacrificed a little bit early, but you knock out the cards they need to play their deck, and then they're at the end they're going to just cave because they won't have the cards they need. So the focal point uses this ability by Lycanroc-GX, Bloodthirsty Eyes. So basically it's like a Lysander, if you remember Lysander. I was going to say Guzma, but it's not like a Guzma because you don't change your own Pokemon, but you choose which of your opponent's Pokemon to make their active, and then to use one of these attacks, Claw Slash or Dangerous Rogue, to knock out their Pokemon. So basically your idea is to find their weakest link, the link they need for their deck to work, and get rid of it. And once you eliminate that, well, then it should be pretty easy to topple over their deck. In theory, anyway. But that's the idea here. Now to kind of, help our focal point, we need some cards in Synergy, obviously. Strong Energy is a good thing. Oh, I'm missing, there's 5 regular fighting energies, so down there's 4 strong that helps with our focal point. Diancie with his ability, or her ability, or its ability to do 20 more damage. So that means with a regular attack with a strong energy and a double colorless and Diancie, you can do 150 damage. And so that should take care of pretty much any helper Pokemon, any non-GX. And it will take care of things like Zoroark-GX, right? Anything that's weak to fighting is going to come down pretty easily. And if you really need extra, you can use a Dangerous Rogue. As long as your opponent has enough Pokemon on their bench, it can do up to 250 points of damage. So that's if you really have something tough you need to take out, Metagross GX or something like that. That's what it's used for. So other things that help with synergy in the deck is Acerola. As long as our Lycanroc doesn't get knocked out, if he gets some damage, we can put Lycanroc back in our hand and use the ability again, this Bloodthirsty Eyes, again to target something on our opponent's bench, maybe a Pokemon they're hiding or something with an ability. So you know, Acerola, because we don't need Guzma in this deck, because we have Lycanroc's ability, we have some extra spots, and I decided to use Acerola there because that'll give us the ability to use that Bloodthirsty Eyes over and over again. So to help out Carbink, obviously, you know, the idea is to get Carbink up first and use that to accelerate energy. But we don't have to. We could start off with Rockruff in the starting position because it's not that hard to get the energy you need to power him up. But this ability does require that energy goes in your discard. So we do have Ultra Balls. We have Sycamore here to kind of help out. And of course, if your Pokemon gets knocked out, that will also help. There's not much else to say. This build is slightly different than the other build that you're going to see in the next video. I do have Octillery here with Brooklet Hill. You know, just that's what I decided to use instead of a Rangaroo in this deck. It's a little, it works this way with this deck because you do have I have an extra timer ball here because there is evolution Pokemon, lots of different ones. In the other deck, there is not. And actually, I should probably have changed this timer ball to Evo Soda, but that's okay. I mean, basically, the idea is, in general, my videos, I am not the best player in the world, and maybe I'm not the best deck builder in the world. Maybe, yeah, no, definitely not the best deck builder in the world. But the idea is, I like coming up with these ideas, and then seeing how much synergy I can pour into them to make this work. So, as always with my decks, you can take them straight up. But always play test with them, change them, fool around with them, you know, make them to your liking, and that's how Pokemon should go in general. Nobody should just take a deck, copy it over, and just play with it. There's always improvements. People may put things in because of the style of how they play, and I definitely do that. So that's basically it. So let's get to game one, and which will probably be the only game we play as per my rules. And, yeah, oh, just one more thing. This is not really a discount deck at all. I don't think Lycanroc's that cheap. So, sorry if you're here for the budget. I'm actually thinking of changing my channel name over because not all the decks I do are budget anymore. So, I have to think of a new name maybe and maybe some new branding. In any case, enjoy and see you at the first game. All right, here we go. I'm at a disadvantage already. Trying to figure out what this deck is. Is that lightning in there just to confuse me? Is there some Cocos in there or something like that? Would I like to go first? Sure, why not? Who wouldn't? Not a bad draw. Not a great draw, but not a bad draw. My opponent gets a mulligan. I'm going to go with this Carbink. And so, now that we're not using EX, I have this one here, this Energy Keeper. And definitely that's going to go on my bench. But I'm going to have a chance to put some more on my bench. I'm keeping him out right now in case I get an Ultra Ball. Maybe I can hold on and do something with the Ultra Ball. Although I don't really see what I would do. No, Lightning Energy. Choice Band. So, what do we have here? Oh, I did get an Ultra Ball. So I'm still going to hold this guy. Because I'm going to get another card. Right, I'm going to get another card here. And I should have Octillery by turn 2. Ooh. See, I can get rid of this. I don't need to save it. So what I'm going to do is... Actually, I could get rid of Brigette. Do I really need Brigette? Yeah, I probably do. Because... Do I need this Ultra Ball? The Ultra Ball will get the energy and discard, which is good. But I won't be attaching an energy on my first turn. Let's play Brigette. I want some Lycans out there. Maybe a second Remoraid. I'm good with this. I could get rid of him. I really don't need the Carbinks all that much. I could save this to next turn and then drop 2 energy down. You know what? I don't need to play this turn. Why not? I'm going to need an energy anyway, so... And what I can do is I can hold this Ultra Ball till after I play these 2 cards. And I'll have another card here so that maybe I'll get 2 energy in there. I could power up a Lycanroc right away. Alright, so we're definitely going to get some Magnezone here. And I definitely want to target this guy, right? Are we going to see a Alolan Ninetales? Because if we are, then we have to power up Diancie and some of these Carbinks up to fight. So that should be interesting. I am a little weak to that in this build of this deck, so if my opponent has this, it'll be trouble for me. But I can get around it with the Carbinks. I do have enough. Nope, Pikachu, okay. So I'm guessing I'm going to see Raichu or maybe some paralysis here. Oh, I like that. Alright, so we're going to hold on to all of this. We're going to get some cards. Hopefully I get 2 energy here, because then I can dump them. And I can really... I can knock this guy out almost. Yep, okay, so we're going to only get 1 energy, but... it begins! Let's get Lycan. Let's target our opponent's weak link. And we're going to charge up with some energy, so it's win-win. And I think that's going to knock him out. Yes, sir. Right now, it doesn't even look like I'm going to need to use my Lycan attack. Unfortunately, my opponent, he's weak to fighting, so this does cheapen the match a little bit. Usually, you won't get a knockout that easily. But I'm going to keep... Yeah, well, you know who I'm going to target next is this guy. Oops. Well, yeah, the Choice Band too, but... yeah, that doesn't scare me. I think my opponent has no chance this game with the weakness, but I think you get... Ooh, alright, that works for me. Because the Carbink and Acerola are really not that useful right now. I could see how paralysis would really hurt me. If he's got the Raichus with paralysis, that could cause some problems. But I have such an advantage with... Alright. No, he's got the GX. Oh, I almost want to wait for the GX. I do need to get another Lycan. I'm fine with knocking these 2 away. Ooh, but not the Carbink break. Alright, I'm going to do it anyway. I can never remember in this deck if I have a... Rod or Brock. I thought I did, but I don't know if I do. So we're going to just keep knocking out Pikachus. And let's place some of this down. Plan on using the Acerolas. We need him more than that. We don't need another Sycamore actually right now. Would like some more energy. Yep, I don't even want... Oh, my other Octillery is in here. And we can draw some cards. I can't place energy. There's no point in using anything. And we're just gonna do a lot of damage. Nope, knocked him out. That's right. Wow, 120. So it was 60 base because of Diancie. So again, there's more synergy here with this deck. So not only strong energy with the Carbink, but then Diancie also helps with Carbink too. So as you can see, I can put a lot of damage down. Although right now I don't have the ability to target his bench, but I've already done a fair amount of damage. I'm at a big lead here. Unless he can somehow damage one of these guys and I can get them back. So what did I get rid of here? So in a way, I want to pull my Carbink back and start attacking with these guys. And I'm going to use my Field Blower. I'm going to use this energy. I don't mind overloading the energy on one. I'd rather, although if I got a regular energy, I'll put on this Lycanroc and use a double colorless later. Boy, I'd love to target him, huh? Alright. I'm still going through with this plan. There you go. So he's got probably got a rare candy in his hand. Alright. I don't want to... Let's do this. Let's get rid of these. I really just want a plain energy right now. Although I can knock this out, but I'm just a little worried that I chucked my other Carbink Break. I only have 2 in this deck. And I'm slightly worried that I don't have anything to bring him back. I don't know if I have a rod in this deck or not. I should have looked earlier. I mean, I can just put this double colorless on him, but is that really... Yeah, I'm going to do that because then later on, if I do lose it, so I am going to do that. Hold on, let's just play the rest of the hand out. I'll keep Acerola around in case he does damage but not knock me out. This is a good hand to keep. I'm going to stay with it. I'll retreat. Let's start doing more damage. So until he damages my Lycanrocs or knocks out some Pokemon, I can't target anything on his bench. Let's see how much damage this guy can muster. 120 in paralysis would be bad. 160 and 30 to itself. 20 times the amount of lightning energy. So he'd have to get 10 energy down. I'm really hoping he just damages me, not knocks me out. I'd feel better if I had an energy on this guy. I'm actually dangerously... I'm on the margins here. Because if he knocks this Lycanroc out, I can power this guy up, but then let's say he has the ability to knock this guy out as well. I'm in trouble. I don't really have anything else lined up. And again, I don't know if I have a Brock in this deck or a Rod. Ooh. That's bad. Does he have the ability to knock me out is the question. Yes, he does with his GX attack. Woo! And that's exactly what I would do, because that would bring it 4-3. Yep, there he goes. Very good. Well played by my opponent. Now I'm going to look through my deck with this Brooklet Hill. Yeah. So I have a Rockruff, I have a Lycan. I do have a Rescue Stretcher. That's good. Alright. So I don't have to worry that much. So I did plan for this a little bit. I'm going to put double colorless on him. I'm going to play Cynthia in hopes to get the other Lycanroc in my hand, or Timer Ball or Ultra Ball. Okay, good. Good. Do I need Pal Pad for anything? Not really. So I don't really need anything. I'm going to power up this Pokemon. So now I'm kind of hedging my bets here. So I have both Pokemon. I have potentially 2 guys ready to go next round. Because if he knocks out Lycanroc, which I don't know if he can do with what he has, he'll probably take knocking out the Carbink, which is smart, but then he's going to be in some trouble here. And I could even target this Magnezone here to cut out his legs, and I may even do that. Because then I'm not sure. I mean, yeah, he still has this guy on his bench, that's 60 damage. You can't use the GX attack for this. So that may be my plan. Either way, with either one of these. If I do have to use this Rockruff, that hopefully I will evolve, I do need to get an energy. So almost certainly I'll use the Ultra Ball. Get rid of Cynthia and Brigette. Play N. Reduce my opponent's hand because he doesn't have any draw. So I feel pretty good. I feel like the bounce is shifting towards me. Even with the Guzma, I should be able to get one more fighting energy on this guy to knock out whoever I want to knock out if I choose this Magnezone. I mean, it'll be risky. If he knocks out this guy, he's 1 knockout away, so... Yep. There we go. But I think I can survive it. Especially after... Oh, well, definitely this is game over here. Do I just knock this guy out? Yep, I think I do. And I'll hold my Timer Ball for now. I'll just play Gladion. See what's in here. Yep, just the card I need. I really like this card, Gladion, whatever you call it, because you can pick a card you need. It's definitely an underrated draw card. Do I use my GX attack now? No. 110 will suffice. More than suffice. Yeah, so as you can see here, I think you got a good idea of how this deck works. Even though it was a downhill battle, uphill for my opponent with the weakness. But you see, I can target those bench guys with Lycanroc, target them early as long as everything gets set up. Yes, it did help that my Carbink break had weakness and could knock stuff out, but you could see it could muster up 60 damage easily. Diancie, strong energy, and its attack, that's 60 damage while while accelerating energy. Alright, my opponent's playing in. I have 2 Octilleries, so that means nothing. Although, really, I'm kind of risking it here, right? I should have evolved this guy. But I was holding it. Oh, there you go. So this game is pretty much over. My opponent does not realize it, or he does, and he's playing through, which is fine. You know, sometimes you got to play to the end. So he's going to knock out this Lycanroc. This one will become active. He doesn't have any weakness, so I will be going after... I'll probably just go after Magnezone. There's no reason not to. So, there's a chance my opponent could win this if I do not get the right cards. But I have a feeling that's not going to happen. Let's get our Lycan GX, and with it our Lysander, and this is a game. Well played to you too, and you do have a good deck. And we're just gonna take this. There we go. Alright, good game there. Good game by my opponent. He played that really well. He had a good deck. It just, you know what, my wife asked me once, like, can't you just build the best deck possible? And there's no such thing because of weakness. Not only just weakness in, you know, types, but there's weakness in what your deck can and can't do. You can, you know, I played this deck against 21 times. If you're not familiar, you should check out our blog, Pokédeck Central. 21 times. Good writer there. He does a lot of great analysis, so you should definitely check it out. But I played this deck against him, and he played Sylveon, and he just wiped me out. And it's because every deck has a weakness, and this deck tries to find those weakest links. And in Sylveon deck, there is no weakest link. They're all the same. Basically, you get 2 to 4 Sylveon up, and yeah, there's nothing to knock out. And so they just he just targeted all my energy, and that was it. Even with Carbink Break, I could not accelerate it enough to get a win. So, in any case, I think you got a good idea of this deck. You know, target if you're sick of, and I play this against, you know, some Malamar decks. It does work. You know, not every time. Those are pretty strong decks. It does work well against decks that requires cards, requires abilities, that has like those little helper Pokemon for you to knock out. So I did have a Rescue Stretcher, so I shouldn't have been too afraid to get rid of the breaks. But in any case, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until next time.